everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. So normally I don't do a Wednesday video, but I really wanted to do a behind the scenes video with this idea that I came up with using Canva. I actually had a subscriber tell me, why don't I use Canva for my reading journal? And actually Canva has been on my list of programs to use. And so I decided to take a look at Canva, and I have something really exciting to share tomorrow, Thursday, with my reading journal. Very excited to share that, but since I was already in Canva, I decided, why don't I try to make some project sheets? If you've seen any of my other behind the scenes videos, I have been mentioning how I have a 2x4 over here with a bunch of projects that I have not finished or gotten to, and I would really like to focus on those this year and not necessarily add a lot of other projects. So far, I haven't added any projects. The only one that I have is a journal that I'm doing, and it's just like a fun journal to document Fridays, list for Fridays. And it started through a shop called I Love It All. I can't remember the owner's name. I want to say Melissa, but she has prompts for each Friday, and you can use those prompts or not use those prompts. But I'm just going to use the journal as just a fun place to play. Other than that, I have not really started any projects that are just 2025. I really want to focus on finishing what I have already started. What I did in Canva is I created these two sheets, and I put them in the description box too if you wanted to download them. They're PDFs. I don't think that you can edit them. I think you just have to print them out and then write in what you needed them for. And if there's any suggestions or you need me to change something to make it work, just let me know in the comment section and I can easily help out with that. But what I did is I wrote down mostly the projects over in this cube, and then I just broke it down into 4 categories. And then the second page is picking a project and breaking that project down into smaller chunks. So we're gonna go over to my desk and I can kind of show you this a little bit more and in more detail. So let's go over to my desk, and I hope that this helps me. I really want to accomplish things. I have actually already used this printable, and it's already inspired me to plan out the rest of August for 2023. So I will also show you how I set that up as well, using my metal trays that I love. I keep them down here. I actually want to buy some more so that way I can keep going with separating out the different stories. I will show you that over at my desk. So let's go take a look. So here is what I came up with. So projects, project name, project plan, print photos, make page kits, which means you could either put it in a page protector or a tray, and then compile each kit. I wanted to say assemble, but assemble would have not worked to make all the rows even. So I figured those are 4 very concise steps for each of the projects. And then this is the breakdown of my projects. I put in 10. That's a lot, but then why I decided to do this separate plan. That way I can set this one aside because it's kind of the master plan. It's the main plan, but I don't have to look at it because it can be daunting. I can just pull one project and focus on that. So that's what I did here. I pulled Project Life 2023, August, and December. And what I'm working on now is the project plan. So the project plan for me is putting the name up at the top, which is Project Life 2023. Then I have this many months left. Now, when I was making this for you guys, I think I left this blank, and because you guys can fill it out with whatever works for you. But I put compile stories. So for me, that means looking at my photos and seeing what stories I can pull for that. For other people, it might mean pulling the weekly photos and bringing them together. Then you obviously print your photos, pull the supplies that you want to use, and then put them together. I hope that that makes sense. I was trying again to be very concise with the steps and also not overcomplicate things with a bunch of mini little steps that you'd have to do. So I have already compiled the stories, so I can cross that off. I just printed the photos. I think I've pulled all the supplies, but I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna double check that before I start putting everything together, but I think I have everything. Like I said in the intro, this kind of inspired me, just seeing these steps to really get started on finishing up 2023. So let me show you what I did as I was compiling the stories and printing them. So I wound up using 3 cookie sheet trays. And if you've been around a while, you know that I love these things. I get them from the Dollar Tree. I guess it's $1.25 now, but that's where I get them. So I dumped out the August stories by the month pieces right there. And I had a Post-it note, or I usually try to grab a Post-it note of how I'm gonna map out the month. I will usually do it on the computer and also add a Post-it note. But one of the things that I did with August is I kind of flipped things around. August is usually the month we go back to school, but we also end summer. So if you watched one of my first Project Life August videos, you know about me switching things around. So that meant I also had to switch around how I was gonna open the month. So I decided to do a photo of my kids at mini golf. It's not the best photo, but it's gonna work, and it kind of talks about last minute summer activities. I also die cut the word August to wrap up the month. This is gonna go for the end of the month. I printed this card because I can't find it in this kit. So this is just gonna wrap up August right there. I could also, I printed out this piece. I didn't know if I had it still in my stash. I think I do. It's right here. But I was thinking this could go like that to wrap up August. So those are my opening and closing pages. And then right here, I have 2 different stories I wanted to document in the family album because I think it's really important. This is my first big trip, kind of away from the kids, away from the family, and meeting my friend Erica. So I wanted to do a double page spread for this with a 2x2 pocket in between. So I pulled a few supplies, some chipboard and some different cards, but the Fun Storyteller kit just came out from Ali Edwards. And so I might use that kit instead. I haven't decided because my physical kit has not arrived yet, but I could always use the digital kit. But I have a ton of photos, and so I can put together this spread. And if you noticed, doing one of the trips that I went on with Erica is definitely on my list. I put our first trip because I think I already started mapping that out on my computer. So that would be great if I could get to planning out that album and printing. Since, like I mentioned in a different video, but printing photos is one of my biggest hurdles. But now that I have Photoshop, I can learn to do actions, and that will help me top the photos a lot quicker. So I have this one where I go with my friend Erica. Then I have a 2-page spread for my daughter and her birthday. I am doing a spread for her album using probably the same photos, but on this one, I'm just going very simple with this card and then a row of photos and then just 3 little stories, and I die cut some banners to go across both pages. So that'll be for her birthday. And then in the other project that uses the birthday kit, it's a ton more photos. The last tray is down here. So I had a bunch of photos in August that I enjoyed, I liked, I felt like they really represented the month, but I didn't have anywhere to put them. So what I'm gonna do is just create my favorite grid and just make a grid of them and include them in a kind of random random assortment, and I pulled a few supplies with different colors. So I will just make a fun little page about random August stories. And then one of the last pages in August will be a fun walk that my daughter and my husband went on. I wanted to pull from the red in my husband's shirt. So I have everyday moments, and then August looks like this. And then I'll find some other stuff that could be pulled from the monthly kit. So I think that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages to finish up August. And my thinking is to do this in one long video. And then, you know, you could watch the whole video, which would be amazing, but you don't have to. You could just skip ahead to a project that interests you. So let me know your thoughts in the comments about that. So that is how I used my project planning sheet. So I am going to cross off pull supplies because I did. And then now I can just put it together. So I'm very excited. Let me show you 3 other projects that I'm going to try to work on. Okay, down here at the bottom is Project Life 2018. Yes, 2018. This was the first time that I had tried 6x8. Look how little they are. They're so little here. I finished August. What I did is I just documented the month and again pulled stories and just wrote a lot of great little details about the day. And then it kind of died off in September. But I have a bunch of pieces in here to wrap up this album. So this is September. And you can see I've put in a lot of different cards and photos. And I think what I did too is I rotated between Ellie's studio and Ali Edwards. I don't know why, I just thought that that would be something fun. So that's what I did. So October is Ellie's studio. I put in, like I said, a bunch of pieces. I think these photos are here because these were printed from Persnickety. These are from my printer. So if I wanted to, I could just pull these pieces off, I guess, and, you know, add them in, or I don't know. I don't know what my thinking is, but I could make a decision, right? So this is our Apple Hill trip, and then more cards in there, and putting in some die cuts as well. And then like a 6x8 scrapbook page that I would make. And then we go into November. I think in November I did a lot more stamping with Ali Edwards. So you can see here, lots of activities. Yeah, lots of stamping that I already did. And then I think that's where the album ends. I don't think I have December. Yeah, I don't have December, but what I could do is add in just like a recap page over here. So this starts December and I could just add a recap page. But as you can see, all the photos are printed. They're all there. It's just a matter of adding the journaling. So I would either need to go back to my planner that I was using at the time, or go back to my hard drives and see if that'll spark some memories of, you know, what I could add in here. So that is 2018. That's definitely a project I could probably do, you know, on the weekends or when I'm sitting watching TV. Here's another project that I was really gung-ho about, and I was doing pretty well at the beginning of last year, but then it just kind of teetered off. But I have this Day in the Life album, and as you can see, it's pretty full. I'm probably going to need a new one at some point. So this is 2012. I die cut all the letters and I think triple layered them. And I don't know if I've showed this album before, but this goes all the way back to the beginning of Day in the Life, the very first time that I participated. And then my goal is to add in the rest of them. So I think the next one is 2018. I did start pulling things a long time ago for 2013, because I think in 2013, that was the year that Ali Edwards did Day in the Life monthly. So there's a lot of photos for day in the life. And this was the year that I was pregnant with my daughter, so it would be great to get some of these memories documented. That would be fantastic. So that's 2018, and then, you know, it's just a really beautiful album, and I want to put a little more effort into finishing these pages. So I'd love your input too. If this kind of video about day in the life would interest you guys, I could rotate between project life and day in the life. So you guys just let me know, but I love day in the life. It's just a matter of like compiling it. That's where I get kind of stuck. So that's day in the life. Next up is week in the life. So I don't know if I'm the only one, and I can't imagine that I'm the only one, but documenting stuff from 2020 is slightly hard. So I would rather just find a concise, simpler way to do week in the life. I wound up getting this notebook. I don't remember why. Maybe it was on sale or something, but I got this notebook and I thought maybe I could just turn 2020 into this. So I wrote out a little sketch for how I could map out 2020 using this, and I would love to just figure it out. I think this page was stumping me when I was looking at it digitally, so I could make a little box here, or I could copy this over to here and then just write out the corresponding. Does that make sense? So like 1 would be loving, 2 would be watching. It's just something I'm kind of toying around. I think that that would be much better than trying to go through 2020. I already have a lot of the photos mapped out. I don't even know why I have some printed. I have like 2 photos printed, which is so random. But 2020 is where I would start. In the actual album, all I have is this card, my reason why, and then I set out all the page protectors, and that's it. That's all I did. It's something to think about how I want to do 2020. So I'm excited to use both of these to help me with my projects. And I hope you guys enjoyed looking at a few of my different projects that I have and that I hope to work on. That is my project planning sheet and what I have for August, and a few of the other albums that I shared with you. I didn't want to share them all. That'd probably be a really long, video, but I shared a few, and so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you find it beneficial and helpful for you, and we can do this. We can finish lots of projects. All right, have a great day, and thanks again for watching. Bye.